Howdy folks, Super Hamsta back again. Something a bit different today. We're playing Ark, as before, nothing new there. But I'm level... Ooh, what are we now? I'm level 5. We're not in the trees, we don't have any dinosaurs. We're down on the southern beach, and I'm just going to see if I can grab this loot crate. I will explain all shortly. As you can see, we were just building a little thatch house on the beach. So yeah, so it's all new on the Ark front. And that one's deep underwater. Is there anything unpleasant around? Yes, so I'm not going to get it, and we'll scrap that plan, and I'm heading back. Just to let you know, there we are, down on the... Ignore all the blue comments, by the way. If you play Ark on a computer, it doesn't matter what game you're playing, all the pins that you enter on the map will still be there. I may well be coming back to the online one at some point, so I'll need to know where they are. But for the moment, yeah, bottom right, that's where we are, where it says me. Yeah, so here we are, playing Ark, low level, and we're doing things a bit differently. I was looking around, when I first got into Ark on YouTube, I used to watch a lot of videos and guides and startups and so forth. And earlier this week, Ark finally landed on the PS4, so there's a lot of new people out there, and I thought now is the time to update those how to get started guides. I mean, the keys will be different on a PlayStation, obviously, because you're using a controller and a keyboard, but the game itself is the same. Tactics that apply to one will apply to others. And although I am running a few mods, there's nothing major. They're all building, they're all cosmetic, or they're things like the Death Helper that we had in the online series that are just there to fix problems with the game. Most of the settings I've got on here are completely standard. Like gathering rates, XP rates, all that sort of thing. Taming rates turned up to 3. And my food and water consumption is turned down a little. But that's just convenience more than anything else. There's no... Obtaining food and water in Ark isn't really difficult. It's just a bit of a grind. Especially when you're trying to do other stuff, particularly on camera. So I'll turn those down a little. I've slowed the day time down and sped the night up, so for the most part I'll be playing during the day. Not that I have a problem with playing at night, because there's enough lighting and things in the game. It's just that you guys can't see anything, so it makes for dull watching. So yeah, so that's what we're doing at the moment. I've turned the difficulty down. I've got it set up so the biggest dinosaurs on the map should be level 30. I can't get that one. Every so often you do find there's a bush that's inside a tree or a rock or something, and you just can't harvest it because it's trying to harvest the rock, and it tells you can't harvest it because it's a rock. Yeah, so I spawned, I don't know, a couple of 100 yards over there, other side of that bay. Made my way this way because I plan to build right on this corner. It's like a little inlet bay, and most of the resources I need are going to be here or hereabouts. So that was where we were going with this one. What else have I done? I've changed some of the engram settings. I was looking at doing a Primitive Plus playthrough, which is a free downloadable content that Wildcard put out for Ark. And basically what it does, it gets rid of anything that's sort of gunpowder and fabricator upwards. So all the advanced tech is gone, all the electrics is gone, all the electronics is gone, anything that involves plastic is gone. And in the case of Primitive Plus, it adds a couple of other weird... it adds a bit to it, so it adds some advanced farming and that sort of thing. But it has a huge flaw in that you can't use any mods with it at all. Not a single one. It doesn't let you. I'm trying to get my stamina up to 150s, essentially so I can run away. Let's get a campfire going because we need to learn those. As you can see, I've dropped some of the points on the really low level stuff. Just so I could get going and teaching you guys how to do some of the more interesting stuff. So that's where we're going to go from here. What do I need for those? Fibre. Pretty much everything's low. Wood and fibre. Can I build a storage box? I cannot. So let's go and get some more wood. Yeah, so we've just got this starter house. Dino levels maximum of 30. So I discovered whilst getting over here that I can take on a raptor. Barely. A level 24 raptor took exception to me and decided I may well be quite tasty. I managed to get a couple of early hits in with a spear because I was up on a rock, and I just about made it out with about a quarter of my health left. So a level 30 raptor is a problem. Level 30 Carno or anything bigger than that is going to destroy us. So Sarcos are a problem, sharks are a problem, mantas are a problem, Caprasuchus are a problem. A pack of raptors will kill us pretty much instantly. So, and that's kind of how I wanted it. I wanted the game to be just a little bit dangerous. It just keeps that tension in the air. But even going out and chopping down a few trees to make a roof for your building, you're not exactly safe, and you need to sort of stop every few swings and have a look around and just make sure there's nothing unpleasant coming for you. So that's where we are. Yeah, so that's where we are. I'm going to carry on gathering, see if I can get the house finished, learn to make a fire, get some storage boxes, that sort of thing, and then we can go on and start looking around, start looking to tame some things. And yeah, we're gonna be dependent on dinosaurs for protection, I think, for a lot of this playthrough. Because even when we get higher level, I may turn up the difficulty or maybe turn up the damage that dinos do, so everything becomes a threat. And just try and keep it at that point for as long as I can. Howdy folks, welcome back. Join me just finishing up on some gathering, bits and pieces. I've got the house finished, or the shack, not really a house is it? That little box on the top, just there, just ignore it, pretend it's not there. It looks like an air conditioning unit, and it's actually one of the mods I'm running that gets rid of the fog, because the fog in Ark is arguably the most annoying thing going. Yeah, so that's all it is. You just build this little air conditioning unit and plonk it down, and yeah, you don't get any issues with the fog. So we're just going to put all this stuff away. So yeah, I've been building up some resources here, as you can see, just from out gathering, doing that sort of stuff. I've got some storage boxes going. There's the food, a little low, so we'll just eat all of those. Yeah, so that's our little starter shack. You'll notice the roof is offset. Ark actually lets it with ceilings. It lets you build them like that, so they're half over, and you just get a little overhang, and it just makes it look slightly less boxy. I mean, from over here, it's a box with a wonky lid, but yeah, it just makes it feel slightly less boxy. There, I can just about get in. Yeah, we've got the sleeping bag. When you die, you can either respawn in a random location, or you can respawn at a bed or a sleeping bag. Sleeping bags are one use only, so this just means if I die and I have to respawn in a random location, I could end up, even if I select this area here where I started, I could start up as far as from there, all the way up to about here. And even potentially up there, although typically it puts you on the coast, which might just be a pain in the backside to get back here, so that's where we are. I've gone too high because, as you can see, I've actually shortened the height of my character, and I'm a single height one, although technically you fit in, you do look ridiculous. There's also some taller storage boxes, which are a little, and things like smithies and cooking pots and things, which are a little over a single thing high, so you don't need to go too high really at this point, but it just looks so much better. And considering the best thing you can do to level up at this stage of the game is craft, so making extra things is not a bad idea. Sorry, excuse me, but another Trilobite has just decided to wander into its death. Nothing else coming. Yeah. Silica pearls, chitin, more. No meat. Sometimes you can get pearls, as you can see, and sometimes you can get oil out of Trilobite. So they're worth. It's not something you're going to need for a while. Same with chitin, and oil for that matter. But eventually you will, and if you can build up a little reserve now, that's the way to go. I've got this in here. See, the spoil time is on my server a little higher than normal. I think on an average server it spoils in about 10 minutes, which is just a little bit unrealistic. So maybe I'll do a video at some point about changing that. But there's an Arc Wiki, the official Arc Wiki, that if you look for server configurations, there's all sorts of tutorials and things in there about how to go about updating servers and setting up the config files and the like. So I'm going to go and see if I can get some more hide, kill off some low-level beasties, get some more materials, and just see what sort of trouble I can get into. If anything interesting happens, I'll be back. If not, I'm just going to go and gather some more materials. Hi, so we're back again. Not been too long. This guy's level 5 turtle. Now, you might think I can walk right up to him and he ignores me. He's just not interested. Turtles, when you're low level, are really dangerous if you upset them. Because of that shell. Essentially, anything other than a headshot only does about 10% damage. Which when you're low level means you're probably only doing a couple of hit points at a time. So you've got to be really careful when you're harvesting anywhere near them or anything like that, because if you set them off, they will destroy you. Rocks at this sort of level of the game are your friend. Although a dinosaur will easily charge up that. You might have a bit of time up here. So, particularly when it comes to things like taming, if you can get up high, you're probably going to have an advantage. Compies, there's one over there. And, oh, there's one, there's another one. See, they can walk right up. One compy is not an issue, but if you get a swarm of them, see they've got that little +1? That means they've got +1 friends nearby, and suddenly they become dangerous. They become aggressive, and a swarm of compies will hurt. And that looks like a pair of raptors, so I really don't want to go too far down there. Okay guys, that's it for another episode. It's going to be a short one, just an intro to the new plan, the new game. So I'm going to call it there. And yeah, so introduction to a new series. If you think the idea's got legs, if you think it's something you want to see, you're going into a bit more detail on some of the basics of the game, taming, resource gathering, locations of where you can find things. We'll do a bit of caving at some point. I'll do a thing on raft building, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, if you think that's something that's going to be of interest, do me a favour, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button on the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment on the YouTube. Just let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see or don't want to see. Yeah, hopefully it's of some use to somebody, and I'll see you next time. Supa Hamsta signing off. Bye bye.